Consult that I think is quite revealing. It shows 38% of Americans say they would rather see a recession than the inflation that we're dealing with. I mean, I read that to mean more than a third of Americans are so pressed by what they're having to pay for gas, for food, everyday items, rent, that they'd rather see a recession. Is that where we are right now?
You know, I'm just going to say this, and if I get banged for it, I don't care. There is a great deal of Americans where it is uncomfortable that they're spending more, but they are not going to go under. You know, you got to stop complaining when there's so many people who literally the inflation rate means they may only have 2 meals instead of 3. There are Americans who did extremely well in the last 2 years in the market. You still have your job. And yeah, it's costing you more for gas, but guess what? You're still going to take that holiday, that 4th of July vacation. You can still eat out. So I'm going to need you to calm down and back off, because it feeds into this fear, and then this fear feeds into people making decisions that creates the very thing that they're fearful of. And if you're in that category, calm down. Stop looking at your portfolio. And you know what you can do with all that energy? Help other people. Help put some food on the table in somebody else's house because you have extra. Now, the other half of America, anything that we can do to help them to get to the job that they need to keep, to put that food on their table, those are the folks that we need to concentrate on. And if they are responding to this survey saying that they're afraid, I get that. But overall, many Americans are not suffering as much as they think they are. And we can think things into existence because we are unrealistically fearful of something that hasn't happened yet. We don't know if we're in a recession yet. Inflation is high, but it's high for a reason. We just came out of a pandemic where if you got COVID, you weren't sure you were going to live. And, listen, I got 3 young adults who are trying to make it in the world, so I'm right there. I came from a situation where I know what it's like to literally be hungry. Not the kind of hungry where you open up the refrigerator and there's food in there and you go, there's nothing to eat. So I've been on both sides of this. And I'm trying to calm myself down, and I'm trying to help other people realize, what can you do? And what you can do is continue to save. What you can do, if you don't need to drive, don't drive. If you can put off a project, put it off. But if you are in the position to go eat at that restaurant, even if the meal is a little bit more, go eat at that restaurant and help save a business that is still trying to limp through the pandemic.
And tip your weight person, and I can vouch for the mental help